What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Platinum. In the last episode, we caught the legendary Pokemon Giratina, put an end to the leader of Team Galactic, Cyrus's plans, and escaped the Distortion World in one piece, which the portal dropped us right here in the Send-Off Spring. We had a little bit of a chat with Cynthia before we called it an episode, and she said that we should probably head back to Sand Gym Town to let Professor Rowan know that we are okay. Now, before we do that, really quickly, just mentioning this area, there's nothing in here as of note yet. We can't obviously go into this cave because Cynthia is right here, but as of right now, there's just some Pokemon that can be caught in this area. None new. It's like Golbat, Graveler, Dusclops, Golduck, Bibarel. You get it. Not a lot of really super original Pokemon, but hey, there's some stuff that can be caught here. And no items yet as well, so it's not like we're leaving anything behind by just flying on out of here and straight on over to Sand Gem Town. We need to put an end to this entire story before we start, actually working towards finishing the entire game, the Pokemon League and whatnot. We obviously have one more badge left to get, but first, let's head on into the lab, and look who's waiting for us. Dawn, you've come back. You leave me speechless. You've done it. You've really done it. Never has my heart pounded this hard for so long in my 60 years of living. You might want to take something for that at your age, dude. That could be a bad thing, actually. After you left, the professor did a lot of checking around. He got really worried about you, Dawn. He got in touch with people he knows to rustle up help. You didn't need it, Dawn. I'm glad to see you back safe, too. Oh, yes, there was something I had to tell you. The 3 Pokemon of the lakes appear to have returned to their homes. Even Lake Valor, wasn't that blown up? Is the water back? I don't know how that works. So tell me, how are things going for you? The Pokedex? A total of 169, and the number of badges. Well, you've got 7 already. That only leaves Sunny Shore's gym. You've come this far, why not obtain Sunny Shore's badge? And why not challenge the Pokemon League? That will broaden your horizons further than ever before. Not to mention the opportunities to meet even more Pokemon. It's kind of funny that they're actually mentioning, hey, maybe you should try that out this late in the game. I mean, in other games they've waited until like after the first or second gym to mention the Pokemon League and do the whole gym badge challenge thing, but like 7 badges in? I mean, I feel like it's a foregone conclusion by this point. But before we do that, before we start heading towards Sunny Shore City, we are actually going to take a little bit of a detour. This is completely optional, but I still want to grab this before I do anything else. So we are going to go back to Mount Corona. There was one particular room that was being blocked off by a grunt as we were climbing up. If you remember, while we were making our way up Mount Coronet, we ran into, or at least we could see, a grunt that was sort of blocking this cave. There's 2 items in there, one of which I really, really want, and the other one that I could kind of care less about. Even the one that I really, really want, it's not like I 100% need this, but I do at least want to show it. So I am going to make my way back through Mount Coronet all the way back to that room, and from there, we're going to grab ourselves a couple of items. So bear with me. I will be back in just a moment. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So we are here in this cave again, and we're going to rock climb our way all the way down to the bottom this time, and just head on through. There's not any new Pokemon for us to catch in this particular cavern we're about to head into, but we do need to have Rock Smash to be able to get our way to it, so we're just going to kind of break our way through all of these boulders here. It's not too bad to get to, but yeah, I would just recommend bringing the same Pokemon you used to get through Mount Coronet last time, especially because you're going to need to be rock climbing to get to a bunch of places here anyway. But let's head on in here, and we're going to go left, and immediately there is TM02 Dragon Claw, which is an incredibly powerful dragon-type move. Physical, I should mention. It's got a base power of 80, and you can see accuracy of 100. Pretty much nobody on my team can learn it, but I did want to make sure that I grabbed that because that's really nice. The other item, however, is it this one right here? There we go. We can also get ourselves a nugget, which that's actually pretty nice too. Now, I don't think there's anything else in here, at least as of yet. We're going to actually be backtracking here a little bit later one more time because we're also going to need Waterfall to finish exploring the rest of Mount Coronet, so bear with me. But everything back here is pretty much a non-factor at the moment. We could go after it a little, but we'll kind of save that probably for the post-game. So I'm going to immediately dig my way out of here, and I will meet you all in Veilstone City. Okay, got my bell back. We actually put Geist away in the PC for now because, I mean, it's not that I'm not going to use Geist or have any use for Geist at any point here soon. It's just that it's so easy to train up that I'm not really too worried about it lagging behind on experience, at least for a little while. But we need to head back down to a Valor Lakefront and then go from there towards Sunny Shore City. We actually have to go all the way down to the Grand Lake Hotel. Now, right off the bat, I want to take the time to talk about the whole Lake Guardian situation. So Azelf, Mesprit, Uxie, what's going on with them? Are we going to go and catch them in this Let's Play? So I really don't want to take a lot of time going after legendaries for this Let's Play. It has nothing to do with whether I can or not. Like, that's not really the issue here. I mean, there are, for one, a lot of roaming legendaries in this game. Like, a lot of them, and I'm not really going to bother with that too much because I don't really like doing that in the first place, but also just because it's not really like a 100% necessity for me to go after a lot of them. Like, right now, I could go after, so, okay, Mesprit is over at Lake Verity, which is by Twin Leaf Town. Azelf is obviously here at Lake Valor, which is right next to where we're at, and then Lake Acuity has Uxie, all the way up by Snow Point. They're all level 50. None of them are really all that difficult to catch. I mean, Uxie's best move is Future Sight, and then it just has Swift. And actually, that's pretty much true for all of them. Like, I guess Azelf's also got Uproar. But other than that, they're just going to, like, put you to sleep or lower your attack and things of that nature. They're not really strong. They're not hard to catch or go after. I just don't want to waste any more time than I already have, because this Let's Play, it wasn't supposed to be, like, super short or anything. I wanted to do the full thing. I wanted to do the full Platinum experience, if you will, but I also wasn't expecting it to be this long. Like, man, Platinum is a beefy, beefy game, and that's a good thing. That's to its benefit, certainly. I just wasn't expecting this Let's Play to just... I mean, I don't even know how many episodes we're at now, but I'm estimating that this Let's Play is going to be in the 70 to 80 range, and that's kind of scary, because that's, like, way over half of a year of a Let's Play, and that's it's ridiculous. Like, I don't usually make Let's Plays that are that long, or at least not try not to, or if I do, they're the kind of the feature product, if that makes sense. This one has just sort of, I mean, it was meant to just be a very casual Let's Play, yet, I mean, look at where we're at now, and it's still going. We still have to get all the way through the Pokemon League, and I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to spend too long on the post-game. I'm probably going to maybe a half dozen episodes tops if I can help it. Also, wow, wait for me to put Geist away at the perfect time. You know what? We'll just do it. We'll just deal with it. But yeah, this shouldn't be too crazy long, but I mean, just the fact that we're already, I mean, my playtime on this file is 24 hours, and that's not to say I haven't had large swaths of time where I have just let the game sit and run for a little bit. I think I probably at least 3 or 4 hours can be explained that way. But still, it's been a very long Let's Play, and I would like to just make it to the end, especially because, and I know this is going to happen for a fact, but we're coming up on a point here where I'm probably going to actually have to stop and do a little bit of level grinding, because I know for a fact that there is quite the difficulty spike once you actually hit the Pokemon League. It's a big part of why the champion in this game is so both lauded and feared, is because it's just such a difficulty increase that you really do have to take the time to actually prepare for it. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think I've ever struggled with the Elite Four in this game, but it's because I kind of knew what I was in for going in. And again, I took that time to sort of level up my team just a little bit more so that we were more fully prepared for this entire thing. And I am definitely going to be doing the same thing this time. Okay, there are a lot of items here on this route, Route 222. Luckily, it's just one route before we make it to Sunny Shore City, but it's a big route, so lots of trainers along the way. In fact, I could tell you exactly how many that is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 trainers on the way. Oh my goodness. It is, yeah, it's a big route, and some of the items are hidden, so I'm going to take a look at finding all of those as I go as well. Oh my gosh. Plus, I just want to get this Let's Play done too. Like, I'm loving it. I'm having a great time here, but my goodness, it's been a long Let's Play. And I kind of need to move on to other things. I'm happy. I'm happy about it. It also means that I'm not going to have to worry about recording Pokemon Black and White 2 for like at least 5-6 months from now. But my gosh, I just can't believe how long this ended up going. It's probably going to be one of my longest Pokemon Let's Plays ever. Certainly longer than both Leaf Green and Soul Silver were. Maybe not longer than Pokemon Black and White, but that was a bit more of an exhaustive Let's Play, and that was kind of the point. Same with Emerald. But we're doing it. We are doing it. Like I said, I'm just not going to focus on the post-game too much. I might go... There's a couple legendaries I might go after, and honestly, maybe it would be good to at least fight them, but I don't know. I don't know. If somebody really wants to see it, I shouldn't be losing this save file anytime soon, but if somebody really wants to see it, sound out in the comments and then let me know. And, I mean, I guess I could make like a couple episodes to tack onto this Let's Play way later where we catch them all, but yeah. Especially because a couple of the legendaries that we're going to be going after, or that the game wants us to go after, in the post-game are going to be like level 70 right off the bat, and obviously I'm going to need to train my team up a lot more to be able to handle those. Like, yeah, sure, you could still catch them in the with Pokemon in the 55 to 60 range, but it's really hard if you do it that way because they're going to be one-shotting a lot of your Pokemon, and that's never an ideal experience. But all right, Gong is doing pretty well and not really skipping much of a beat for not getting to participate in the final battle all that much. I just wish I didn't have to have my frickin' Bibarel with me the entire time. I really don't like how limiting that is. That's absolutely my worst criticism about Gen 4, and it's everyone's criticism about Gen 4. The HM reliance in this game is stupid, and I am so glad that they just got rid of the HM system altogether in later games. One of the good things, like anyone who tries to tell me that the newer games are doing it wrong by getting rid of HMs and replacing them with other mechanics, whether it be ride Pokemon or the bikes that just let you do all of those things. If they ever try to tell me that any of that stuff is worse than HMs, I'm just going to tell them they're wrong forever. How dare you ever insinuate that? It is just factually, it's not even a subjective thing. It's just a fact. It's not true. I don't know how you could possibly think that these teachable moves that are stuck on your team and can only be deleted with a very specific NPC in the game that are very rarely as good as or better than any possible TMs you might want on your team. You will never be able to convince me that that is a better mechanic than literally anything else that can be done outside of battle, just on a whim, and it doesn't affect your actual Pokemon team at all. Like, oh, well, it's a limitation. It makes the game... Shut up. Shut up. If you want to make the game harder, go do a Nuzlocke run. Don't frickin' try to... I guess, shoehorn in quote-unquote limitations on a game that's already supposed to be easy to begin with. Pokemon is freaking a cakewalk, guys. It's not a hard game. In fact, I have to give myself some challenges here and there, but if you have to say that that's bad or good design, no. No, we all know the default state of Pokemon is a child's game. That's how it works. In fact, Platinum is about... I would go as far to say the hardest in the entire series in that regard. I guess Gen 1 can actually be kind of an ass kicker if you don't exploit the mechanics. Like, you don't use... Because, yes, there are absolutely some things you can exploit that aren't cheats. And if you don't take advantage of those things, Gen 1 can actually be kind of difficult. Mainly just because it's so simple and limiting that it really does make it hard, especially because a lot of Pokemon just have terrible learn sets in those games. It can actually get quite tough. It really can. And also because a lot of the TMs are trash in that game too. So that also doesn't help. But I don't know. Would I say Gen 1 or Gen 4 is harder? I still think I stand by Gen 4 being the more difficult one. Maybe that's just a personal bias because I've played through Gen 1 so many times that like I can speak to that game never really bothering me even when you don't cheat. It's just, I don't know. I've always found it kind of easy, but I don't know. Maybe someday we'll actually do a Gen 1 Let's Play on this channel. In fact, I don't even want to say maybe to that. It's gonna happen at some point. But I'd like to frame it a little bit better. I wouldn't want to just be like, hey, we're doing Pokemon Blue now, because that's not fun. It's Pokemon Blue. That game has aged like... What has it aged like? I wanted to say something other than milk, but I don't know. I can't really think of anything that's more creative than milk. It's aged like milk. Okay, there we go. Actually, you know what also really doesn't age well? Are fresh herbs. So we'll say it ages like a pack of poorly sealed mint leaves. There we go. That stuff's dead and gone in like 2 days if you don't put that. If you just keep that in the frickin' like open hole punch container that they give you at the grocery store, that stuff goes bad so fast. Holy crap. Yeah, you have to seal that stuff up. Anyway, these frickin' fishermen are taking forever, but I need to fight them all because, again, we are absolutely in dire need of experience here as we go. Although Gong Gong's definitely going to get some time to shine in the Sunny Shore Gym, I promise you that. I'll also make this episode just slightly longer because we obviously spent Why did I hit Earthquake? That was a total accident. Anyway, we obviously spent the first half of this episode just kind of milling around and whatnot. And just kind of catching up with Professor Rowan. I need to use Psychic here. Actually, what am I doing? Why am I not using Trick Room in these situations? It makes way too much sense. Ow! Oh my gosh! What the heck was that Aqua Tail? That was ridiculous. Okay. Anyway, jeez. That was like devastating damage right there. My goodness. Let's go with the Sludge Bomb. Let's see how much this does. They probably should be checking. Is there any items out here on the beach? Apparently not. Apparently not at all. Oh, also, I should be checking for a new Pokemon in this area. Actually, yes, there is one. Holy crap. I didn't even think there would be a new Pokemon in this area, and I didn't even bother to check. There is Magnemite here on Route 222, actually. Steel and Electric type. That does not have Levitate, so it is very susceptible to ground moves, but that's probably one of the few things that balances it outside of fire types. Pretty darn good Pokemon. Definitely doesn't come into its own unless you have yourself the means to evolve it into Magnezone. I almost said Magneton. But yeah, can be pretty darn good. Definitely worth getting if you have the capability of doing so. And yeah, it actually learns some really nice moves too that I'm definitely a big fan of. In fact, let me actually quickly glance over... Shoot, hold on. Yeah, let me glance over really quickly its learn set here. And, ooh, that's going to hurt bad. There we go. Okay, rain stop. That's fine. Yeah, so it's Gen 4 learn set. Its Gen 4 learn set isn't amazing, but it's not bad either. Discharge and Mirror Shot alone are really darn good on this thing. And then it can also get Magnet Bomb, which is cool. But also Magnezone can learn a few interesting TMs as well. Mainly electric stuff, but also the fact that you can give it Flash Cannon is really darn good. And with base stats like what it has, cannot go wrong there. I mean, its defenses are just so solid, though. 130 special attack, 115 defense, 90 special defense. And honestly, not bad HP on top of all of that. Very, very good Pokemon. So cannot recommend that one enough if you're willing to wait this long to get your hands on one. You can also find Wild Electabuzz here. Now, that's not technically new because we've already talked about Elekid earlier on in the playthrough, but there you go. If you want to evolve that into Electivire, you got that. And that pretty much covers all the new ones here. Yeah, I should have thought to check that at the start of this route, and I didn't do that. So, oops, my bad. All right. Really quickly, there is a tuber here. I want to check the items really quickly. So I'm actually going to go back over this way. I didn't think that this was going to go so long. I guess there's two paths to this route. So that sort of makes sense. It sort of tracks. But, oh, I still have a repel active. Oops. Well, let's take a look around here really quickly. So if I go over... Oh, now it wears off. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to check around for items really quickly. There's nothing over here. Might be something. I mean, look at all these trees that go over here. Really? Nothing? Nothing at all? Oh, there is an item down there. Okay. That's what I thought. I knew one of these was going to have something. There we go. We got ourselves a PP up. Not bad. Not bad at all. And then, is there anything else here? And I guess it doesn't really look like it, honestly. Well, we got some berries. We can grab all those. There was also an item down over kind of by the cliff ledge. And yes, I also know that trainer over by the grass patch is somebody I did not fight. I think I actually want to put on an amulet coin before I do that, though. Well, it doesn't really matter. I talked about this earlier. I have so much money that I just don't think I care. We'll just do the fight. We'll probably start the next episode with that fight, and then we should be able to finish up this entire route in the next episode, because that is going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very, very much. And yes, like I said, next time we're going to be heading through Route 222 and on to Sunny Shore City. I'm really excited to get this last gym badge in our possession. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very, very much, and I will see you all in the next one.